What's up? This is Nick, ANAbasketball. A little something different. This is our first basketball IQ clip, Michigan versus VCU. You have to develop a feel for the game. If you don't have a feel for the game, you can't play at a high level. Do yourself a favor and don't delete clips like this. These are the type of things that's going to allow you to establish your basketball IQ and play at that level. Okay, look at this first clip. We want to look at how VCU plays a pick and roll. Whatever you do against a pick and roll, it has to be aggressive. You want to take the defense shoulders away from the basket. They force him to retreat away from the basket, and then they take his vision away, forcing him to make a sloppy pass. But also you want to look at VCU and their rotations. They take away the obvious passes, which allows them to get the steal right here. Okay, in this clip, one, you want to look at Trey Burke keeping his eyes up. VCU obviously traps a lot, so he knows it's coming, but he doesn't panic. But then the other thing is his teammates are aware as well. They space the floor, and one of the things I want you guys to look for is anytime there's a trap and you're not prepared for it, you've got to space the floor and get in 3 spots. You want to cover the middle, right, and left. What they do here, I think that's Glenn Robinson Jr. flashes to the middle, and he's a big target. He's a huge target. Watch. He turns and faces attacks, and then he kicks for the open shot. If you can get the ball to the middle of the floor against any good defense, you're going to be successful. Right here, I see a lot of point guards that aren't vocal. As a point guard, you have to direct. You have to have urgency. Watch him tell him where he wants the ball. Points, and it demands he gets the ball where he wants it. That may seem like a little thing, but it's really a huge thing that a lot of young guards don't do. Right here, transition ball screens. It's great to set ball screens in transition right here because the defense isn't prepared. They're moving full speed. They're retreating back. All of a sudden, they got to fight through a ball screen. So the ball screen defense that you saw in the earlier clips isn't set up. This is another clip of a good aggressive pick and roll defense. He never had a chance to turn his shoulders away from the basket. Let's look at this again. Steps up the floor, and they have active hands, so he doesn't have sight to make a pass. Right here, Trey Burke does a great job of slowing down. He didn't get sped up. He stopped, he played at his pace, and he slowed his team down. I see a lot of young guards. They'll keep running fast, and the other thing he does is get the ball in the middle, and he recognizes his shooter. They collapse on him and kicks it out to his shooter. Same thing. Look at Trey Burke, direct. He's very directed, very assertive, slowing his team down, gets the tempo that he wants, and then attacks the middle. Again, right here, Trey Burke knows that it's a man-to-man press, so he's going to let his team clear out, and then he's going to keep the ball in the middle of the floor where it's hard to trap, and he plays at his pace and probes the defense. But it all started because he didn't get in a rush. He played at his pace. He played slow to fast. Michigan does a great job. One of the things they really did is, if you notice, they have great crisp passing and they have great spacing, which makes the game easy. They didn't get rattled. Great spacing and great passing. Again, Tim Hardaway takes his time. They space the floor so that trap has to come from a far distance. Makes the right pass because his eyes are up. He attacks the defense, makes him honor his penetration, and then finds the right man. And then here's one thing. It's a difference between, you have to know a good shot and a bad shot. VCU is struggling. This is not the shot you want. The difference between the threes Michigan were taking and the threes that they were taking is the ball touched the paint. Look at the difference in these two possessions. Look at Trey Burke. VCU does a horrible job stopping the ball, even though he stumbles right here. He gets deep in the paint and gets a layup. Michigan ended up winning this game by 26 to 28 points, but it was all because they got in the paint. VCU settled for jump shots, as you can see, and that's what happened. Let's look at this. Let's play again. Just ball doesn't come close to the paint. 2 dribbles, not really set. Nobody knows he's going to shoot. Bad shots turn to long rebounds. Turns to easy transition. Get in the paint. Easy basket. And I started because of quick long shot. Okay, right here on defense, you got to have the balance of being aggressive but not being dumb. Right here, this is just dumb. If you're going to lunge at that, you got to make it, because you don't want to take yourself out to play 25 feet from the basket. And the other thing is, you watch this again. He's out of the play right here, but look how slow the rotation is, because the weak side is hugged up to their man, which is why it's not a good idea for so many young people to play zones like they do, because they don't understand off the ball defense, and it happens all too often. Right here, just look at the passing, look at the patience, the crisp passing, and then the best thing is the extra pass. Let's look at this again. All started because they doubled in the middle of the floor. Again, you double in the middle of the floor against a good team, this is going to happen. Right here, he should attack middle, attack the heart of the defense, make them honor his penetration, kick it to the open man, gets it to the short corner, doesn't panic, draws the double, kicks it to the shooter, makes himself available. But right here, this is the best part of that. Don't hold the ball. Don't jab it to death. As soon as it hits his hand, kick it to the shooter. That's basketball, and that's why they went to the championship game. Right here, Trey Burke makes a mistake of getting the ball out of the middle. Now this double team is much more effective because he's out on the side and he picks his dribble up. You know, I learned from Bill Self, he calls it the channel. The middle of the floor is the channel. Keep the ball in the middle of the floor because it's hard to be trapped, and you have both sides of the floor to play with. Right here, here's the thing. Look at the score, 64-39. Obviously, they're not shooting well. When you're not shooting well, you want to get to the paint. You want to get free throws. You have to have a feel for the game. This isn't the shot you want. You have to know you're not making jump shots and get easy jump shots. And what long shots, quick shots lead to long rebounds, which leads to runouts. Again, contested jump shot. That's only a good shot if it's just your day. You got it going. You've made 5 or 6 shots and you feeling good. But other than that, you want to get to the paint. But one of the things, look at Trey Burke's composure right here. As soon as he pros, but when he doesn't have nothing, pulls a retreat with his eyes up. That's so important, to retreat with your eyes up, and makes the pass. A crisp pass right on the money. Again, right here, trapping in the middle of the floor away from the basket. If you're a good player, this is what you want on offense. If they're going to double you in the middle of the floor that far away from the basket, that's not very smart. This is the easiest basket. What did Michigan have to do? Make one pass, dribble in the middle of the floor, and go score. It puts too much pressure on the rest of your defense to trap in the middle of the floor that far away from the basket. It's the most unsound thing in basketball. One of the things that young players struggle to do is play at their pace. All the press is trying to do is speed you up. Play so fast that you can't think. Look what Michigan does. They're not rushing. He's going to attack here. If there's an angle to attack, he attacks. But then when they take it away, he slows down. He doesn't rush. Again, a double in the middle of the floor. Somebody's going to be open. His teammate makes himself available. And look, again, he's not rushing. He's playing at his pace. They understand that they're up 30 points. They don't need to score. It doesn't matter. They're just going to play at the pace that they decide to. Good teams and good players don't let pressure speed them up. They play fast because they choose to. Thank you guys for watching. One of our goals at ANA is to help you be a well-rounded basketball player. You can add a step backs and the pull back jump shots and all that, but if you don't have a feel for the game, you're going to struggle at a high level. ANA stands for Attitude and Altitude, which is dedicated to the love and memory of Carolyn Orton, my aunt, who was able to inspire many athletes, including myself, to have the proper attitude to reach their altitude in basketball and in life. Thanks and God bless.